Alright, it's time for another video. We're going to talk about Oscar Piastri for a bit. I'm a bit annoyed because Lando Norris denied Oscar clean optics. Now when discussing Oscar, it would have been preferable had Norris actually just stuck to it, be the villain. It would have genuinely been better had he just been the villain. And just said, nope, I'm taking this win. We'll see what happens afterwards. Because then we'd have cleaner optics to discuss around Piastri in particular. But oh well, we have what we have. We have what we have. Piastri is an interesting one though. He is a very interesting one. He has an X factor, I do not know what it is yet. He is otherwise very smooth as a driver. Very smooth. His whole execution out on circuit is built on him being smooth. The way he rotates the car, where he decides to brake. He's saying it, let me say it this way. The car has no attitude when he's driving it. Right? If you're gonna produce attitude from the car, then you must be making it work in some way, because producing attitude from the car means you're taking it beyond its capabilities. If you are not producing attitude from the car, you're driving within the car's capabilities. You can do either or as a driver. Whether you go faster or not depends on how good you are at it. So for instance, Piastri is very good at driving at the limit of grip. He's very good at that. This is why when it started getting wet at Silverstone, he started gaining. He started gaining on everyone. It was like, excuse me, Piastri's here all of a sudden? And then his race got scuppered because McLaren didn't want to stack. Should have stacked. He would have had a very different race had they stacked. But anyway, he got his first win at the Hungaroring under some acrimonious circumstances. What a circuit to get it at though, the Hungaroring. That speaks to how he executes as a driver, I suppose. Of course, some other drivers have won at the Hungaroring. I do not particularly rate them as drivers, Ocon in particular. But hey, various things can happen when any driver wins any Grand Prix, as we saw with Piastri. As we saw with Piastri himself. Various things can happen. Various things can unfold when a driver wins a Grand Prix. It's not his X factor, this point I'm going to make about Piastri, but he is very mature. He is very mature considering how fresh he is in this F1 thing. Well beyond his years. Mature well beyond his years, this guy. I'm not necessarily sure. I haven't bothered to check the YouTubes. And I do not have access to F1 TV. So I'm not necessarily sure what Piastri's radio would have been. What his radio would have been at the Hungarian Grand Prix. I'm not necessarily sure what that was. What he would have been doing over there. But nothing got played. So I can only assume he wasn't all that fussed. He either said, it's not that nothing got played. Something did get played. But he wasn't particularly fussed. It wasn't even worth noting. The thing that got played wasn't even worth noting. It was sort of like, okay, if he gives me my win, because it was Piastri's win, then that will be what it will be. If he doesn't, then he doesn't. And we'll just take it from there. He just kept on driving. So he's mature well beyond his years. I mean, he didn't even kick up a fuss when McLaren told him that they're gonna pit Norris so that they can protect him against Verstappen and the undercut. perhaps it will be his fatal flaw at some point, that he's too nice with his own team. Who knows? Who knows? Because I suppose he's a young driver, there's things to learn still. Such as sometimes you have to be stern with the team and say, no, it's better that we stack at Silverstone than I do another lap, for instance. But he'll learn that as time goes on. Or perhaps McLaren get... Well, science has already moved, unfortunately, so... And it wasn't going to happen, of course, with drivers locked down, but who knows, sometime in the future, various things could happen. Various things could happen. Piastri has to come across an assertive driver to understand how that works. Or Norris will develop into an assertive driver, or he'll take cues from Norris, because Norris is starting to be pushy with the team. But anyway, curious little driver, Piastri. He has an X factor. I do not know what it is yet. There's something about him, right? There's something about when he starts putting the laps together. There's just something about him. An X. This is why it's an X factor. It's unknown as of yet. Just what it is he is doing. I always get a bit excited when we get to go on board with Piastri, but it doesn't happen often enough. It doesn't happen often enough, unfortunately, or not on the global feed anyway. Great driver, this guy. Great little young driver they found, McLaren. They seem to be very good at that. He should, well, assuming nothing weird happens, like some accident this way or that way, he should, no doubt, see out his career with at least one championship. Like, there's a lot of drivers on the grid right now who should see a championship in their careers. But who knows? Who knows? Sometimes things just do not come together. Heck of a talent. No wonder. It's no wonder. Webber said absolutely no way is this guy going to Renault. No way. As soon as that door to McLaren opened, he said, no, we're out of Renault. We're out of here, baby. You don't have to even take the chance of having to deal with Ocon. Jesus. And whatever the hell else is going on at Alpine. Excuse me, did I call them Renault? I used their real name for a sec. Oh well. That whole relationship is not dissolved, allegedly, until it's back on, of course. Well, Mark Webber did a really good job. Did a really good job getting him out of that whole Alpine situation. Because Piastri would have brought out a lot worse from Ocon. Tell you what. Tell you what. And while the team has just been poor in general at Alpine. So, yeah. It is what it is. Did we ever see the future? No. I'm pretty certain. Like I said then, and I maintain now. What was that video titled? Good management? Something about good management. But like I said then, like, you got to keep your driver away from Ocon. Honestly. Ocon may be fast, but he's a bit too hot-headed with his own teammates. And so, as long as Piastri was kept away from that, undoubtedly he was going to flourish. I'm pretty sure he must have good feedback, because McLaren seemed to have turned things around very quickly once he got in there. Or perhaps that will be the canon, who knows. Anyway, really excited to see how Piastri's career unfolds. I mean, he passed the eye test a while ago with the Qatar sprint win. Is it a sprint win? Sprint weekends. Whoa, what the heck is a sprint weekend? But he passed the eye test a while ago. a long a long while ago, before McLaren were even relevant again. But anyway, that should be the vid. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Peace.